Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Working Horses with Jim. I am on location up here in the woods, our woods, today, this morning, on this beautiful, beautiful day. And I expect to see Jim and the horses coming up through on the trail any minute now. I am meeting him here. As you can see, he's set up here. And I am gonna go down into the woods with him, but this morning he is right at it because he has a deadline to meet. Yesterday they took out a load of logs. The trucker came and took a load of logs. There's a few left here, but Jim is on a deadline because he's had several Amish sawmills ask him for a load of logs. All of a sudden, everybody's needing logs. And this coming Thursday, we are heading down to Montgomery, New York for the Draft Animal Powered Network weekend, DAPNet, it's also called, to spend some time there. Jim is going to be working in a couple workshops down there. And so he wants to get these logs out and to the sawmills before he leaves. He works very, very well under deadlines like this. He said he probably won't get 2 full truckloads out by then because he's working with Baron and Earl are young horses, and Bill as well. And so he will probably just get 1 truckload and a small wagon load, one of his wagon loads, to the other mill. But, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if he somehow gets 2 loads out, because that's just the way things go for him. Anyways, I wanted to take you along and just show you what's going on this morning and invite everybody down to the workshop. It's going to be the whole weekend. There's a Friday intensive where you can really get some hands-on, one-on-one at the workshops that they have. And also then Saturday and Sunday there are events where you can just go around and see what's going on. But anyways, we'll put the link for the DAPNet website on the description below the video, and you can check everything out. It tells you about all the workshops that are going on there and about the people that are doing them. So they do a really great job. Maybe we'll see some of you there. It would be great. Skippy doesn't know it's me. Skip.
I think Skip back to a wild animal.
I know. Looks like you've been busy.
Yep.
How you doing?
Doing good. So I've got to get some water for the horses and my coffee cup. so I can have a little coffee. So this morning I went in, I've got Bill and Baron, and I have 800 feet on this load. And that is actually all I should have on coming up that hill, and all I want to have on coming up that hill. We came up yesterday with 1,000 feet, and they handled it all right, but that's all I did. So today, though, I'll be going back down in for another load as soon as I unload this, and so there'll be a 2-load day for Baron, and then this afternoon, my plan is to take Duke down in there. I mean, sorry, not Duke. Take Earl down in there. Duke doesn't have shoes on yet. Earl does. So take Duke down in there and get a small load with him and Bill. So Bill will actually be coming up out of there with 3 loads. So it's a decent amount for, it's going to make a good day for him.
I told them that you're kind of on a deadline and you're trying to get a load done, at least a wagon load beside.
Yeah. So it works pretty good. I carry my water with me, and so between these wagon loads, I can give them each a bucket of water. And they're usually quite thirsty from the pull up the hill.
Well, it's been so unusually warm.
Yeah, it's not terribly warm this morning, but it's warm enough. They work hard because they not only just hauled this load up the hill, they also skidded the logs out this morning for this load.
And how far would you say it is from here down into the woods?
Half a mile?
Probably.
I would say. I should measure it sometime. So yesterday, no, it wasn't yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. My trucker came and cleaned up all my logs except for one. And so, let me take this back.
We already got that all out this morning, besides one log.
No, that load is what I brought out yesterday.
Okay.
What's on the wagon is all I've done this morning.
Right. But you said except for one log.
Let me explain it better. So come over here, I'll explain it to you a little bit better. Brenda didn't understand it, so maybe other people won't. So yesterday, my trucker came in and cleaned up all my logs, except for, I don't know which one, I think this one right there. There was one log left over, and so he had a nice big load on. And today and the next few days, I'm going to be working hard to get at least a load and a wagon load before we head DAPNet, and possibly even 2 loads for customers I have. And it takes, on a normal log job that doesn't have a big hill like we have here, it takes 5 wagon loads to make a truckload. But with this hill that we're dealing with, I've got to be careful with Baron, even being a younger horse, not to overdo it. So it's going to take more than 5 wagon loads to make a load, but not much more, because we'll average at least 800 to 900 board feet coming up the hill, and then with Duke, it'll be 500 or 600 board feet. If you notice, kind of pine has a lot of pitch in it, so a lot of times you're touching things, you get pitch all over your hands, and it's very sticky. This is kind of something I do. Maybe it's a stupid thing a lot of people might think, but when my hands have pitch on them, I will find some dry dirt, and it only works good with dry dirt. Grab a handful of dry dirt and rub it on my hands, and that will cover up the pitch, and so that pitch is not sticky anymore. It makes for dirty hands, but at least they're not sticky. So if I was to touch my pants or whatever, I wouldn't get it all sticky and then continue it with. If you got sticky hands, you stick it in pants, it's just like glue. Your pants are sticky, so it's just a pain in the neck. But this dry dirt seems to work really well. But, okay, I'm going to unload and we will head back down and get another load.
Yikes, that's a monster.
Are you king of the mountain?
Anywhere here he can be up on high, he's there.
Where'd Skip go now? That dog, I tell you, he just wants to be everywhere.
He's way up ahead.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Back and forth.
So anyways, I've been trying to get him to come to the woods with me, and since when Brenda comes up here, of course, he loves to come up, and he does. And but since she was gone for a few days, I was kind of working on doing a little training with him. And of course, I'm not a dog trainer, so I'm not too good at it. But anyways, I started, he was doing really good down the farm, so I said, I'm going to bring him to the woods. So I brought him to the woods the first time, and actually I brought him to the woods several times. And for the first time, he stayed right down the woods with me, but he'd roam quite a lot and come back and forth. And then he started kind of just staying at the truck. He didn't want to walk all the way down to the woods with me. And I don't know what he was doing up here. He was running after things or whatever. But I didn't like that way. So I figured I gotta kind of force him to go down the woods with me. And so what I did this morning, I actually put him up on the cart, and he rode on the cart right here on the floor. And he did really well. He's rode with me several times in the carts at home, and he does really well. I did take Bill's lead rope and tied it to him and held that just so I had good control, but I didn't need to. He's just stood there perfect all the way down into the log job. And then instead of letting him loose, which I'd prefer doing, but as of right now, he's not ready for that. So I tied him to a tree the whole time I was cutting and skidding the first wagon load. And he was fine. He is very good at being tied. He never complains. So when I was ready to go, I just unhitched him and let him go on his own, and he followed us right on down to the landing.
Well, he sure loves to ride on the four-wheeler now.
Yeah, he does. He loves to ride on anything. But he also loves to run and run and run and run.
Yep.
It's funny because I'm going up this trail like this, he'll veer off to the left and go into the woods a ways, and then he'll come out farther up the trail. I'll see him cross the trail again and heads out to the right-hand side of the trail and back and forth, all the way out to the log job.
He's running way off into the sunset over there.
Yeah, he goes a long ways.
Oh. Can you let me stop so so I can walk.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that. Go ahead and jump off.
It gets pretty non-fun riding with the rocks and all. Gotta hold on for dear life and hold on to the camera.
Anyway. Jeep. Apple. Jeep. Hey, careful, Jeep. There. Careful. Jeep. Here, bye. Jeep. Kept up. Jeep. Careful. Oh, bye. Up here. Ha. Bell ha. Tapa. Bye. Bye. Yep. Step back. Oh. Now back. Up here. Oh. No. Oh. Alright guys, I'm still waiting on my 572 and my 562 chainsaw to get fixed. So I'm running my old 372. Careful step. Oh. Bye. 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 Oh. Nice step. Careful. Cheek. Careful. Oh. Okay, I want to explain a couple things in this tree here. My markets for my white pine are to the Amish sawmills in our area, and they want all lengths, 8s, 10s, 12s, 14s, and 16s. They want a lot of, they need to saw a lot of 1x12s in 12 footers and 14-foot lengths, so they want a lot of those of the big nice logs, but they still use a lot of 10s especially, but even a bunch of 8s. So I'm able to cut the logs a little bit better because where there's crooks in them, I can kind of use those short, since I can sell those shorter logs, I can make better logs. So what I decided to do with this particular setup here is I cut a 10-footer off that butt because it came to that big hook in it right there. And down here, there's a major hook also, or a bad spot that's going to be right here. And I'll probably get a grubby 8-footer there maybe. And then I don't even know if I get anything out of the rest of this tree. But I decided to come up here and actually scale my way backwards, which is not anything I normally would do. But in this circumstance, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put my tape in there and come back to my 10-foot log at the butt. Get out of the way, Skip. Get. To get a measurement as to how far we got. And it comes to 20, boy, just shy of 23. I normally cut my logs 6 inches of trim, but I can get away easily with cutting them 4 inches of trim. So I think I'll do that here, and that will allow me to do that. So I have 23 feet. So it's going to be a 10 and a 12. And so I got to decide, is this the best 10 or is that the best 10 and 12? As I look up there and I come to here, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put 12-foot 4 right there. And then that will be a 12-foot log there, and this will be another 10-footer. And that will work out really well, actually. So we'll get these ready to go. And I'll cut that top up and see if there's anything in there. And we'll see about skinning these logs out of here. So Brenda just asked me if this springer right here, this pole right here, is dangerous. As we cut this tree down, it was probably this dead tree, definitely this dead tree that was beside it, which I knew it would fall down. It caught hold of that top, or was in that top, and pulled that maple, nice little maple down with it. I hate to lose that maple. It might have been a good maple in years to come, but as I look at down here, it's kind of deformed at the butt, and so it probably would never be a super maple anyways. This is an area that is growing back to maple, there's no doubt about it, so I'm cutting the pine out of here bit by bit, and I'm sure it's eventually going to come back all to maple, which is fine. But what do you do with a piece like that? There's two things, actually there's 3 options in my mind as to what to do because of the dangerousness of it. For one, I could just leave it right there and not worry about it. It's going to die as it is. There's no risk involved in cutting it. I don't think it's going to bother me at all getting this tree out of here. In this close vicinity, there's nothing here that's going to affect that. It looks kind of ugly, but this is my own land, so it doesn't really matter quite so much as to how it looks to other people, you know. It's just more how I want it to look. So I could leave it, and that's probably my best bet, and that's probably what I would do. But because I want to explain a few things to you guys, maybe I will cut it. So there's 2 ways I would cut this. I would either come right here and just kind of cut it slowly so it actually split and broke and went up piece a little bit at a time, and it's a dangerous way, but it's still not that dangerous. But you just gotta be really careful because this end will spring backwards and this end will spring up in the air. But if you just cut it slowly, it'll actually split. So it'll release some of that tension as you cut it slowly and let it split, and then you just finish cutting it off. The other way is to come down here and cut some of these limbs here. And get down here to the very end, cut these off, and then just snip the top. And when you do, that thing will just shoot right up in the air. And it sounds dangerous, but it really isn't. There's a slight possibility it might carry a piece of broken wood that it might throw it, but pretty safe. So I guess that's what I'll do. It's just to show you guys how I would do it if I chose to do it. And Yeah, let me cut that, and I'll put Brenda in a safe place so she's not in danger's way. And I'll cut that and let it fly.
That sounds a lot more fun, and maybe the tree can still live that way.
No,
It can't?
no, because I've already cut the top off.
Oh.
So after it shoots back up, it's still dead. There's no saving it, no matter what. The only way you could save it is if I was strong enough to grab onto it and pull all these limbs up from underneath it. To tell you the truth, there is another option to try and save the tree, is to cut this deadfall enough to release it. But I really don't think there's enough damage with these. You know, you got a bunch of limbs that really broke bad. So I'm thinking it's not worth it. Besides, I want to show you what happens when we do this. So Brenda, you'd probably be safe to stand just about here and turn around and watch me cut it, and we'll see what happens. Any trees like this is not something that I would suggest a non-professional to do, because it is risky. Homeowners, beware, because I'm telling you, there's so many things that can go wrong in the process of doing this. You got to know which limbs to cut and know how to cut that and know where to be so you're in a semi-safe place. Yeah, and it's very safe. I was not at risk, but yeah, but because I had to cut the top off, it will not survive, it'll die. So I'll just cut it down here at some point just to let it die now, so it's not something else in the forest that's growing, or in there to stop light and whatnot, so to stop other things from growing that are good stuff. Sounds like Skip just got bit by something.
Oh, brother.
He got, maybe I told you this, I can't remember, but he got in the porcupines when Brenda was gone, and I had to pull them out of his face. But it wasn't too bad, was it?
I think they did a lot of bonding.
Yeah, as I was pulling quills, we did a lot of bonding. Okay. Well, that's warming up. Okay, guys, you ready to roll? And cuffs up. Oh. Ha, tepa. Tepa. Ha, tepa. Ha, ha. Ha. Ha, bébé. Ha. Oh. Oh. Nice, yep. Bye. 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 Oh. A little bit. Oh, bye. Bye up here. Oh, happy. 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 Oh, happy. I want to show you guys one thing, what I like to do. As I was coming in out of here with this tree, and I've still got another more to go there, and as I'm looking at this, I'm disgusted because look at this. Got some red rot there, not good. And I see it back there in that next log even more so, which really stinks. But anyways, what I wanted to show you guys is this tree here is scarred up down here. So I can see that probably maybe myself earlier years ago skidded some logs out here and I scuffed that tree and I scarred it. Well, I want to leave that tree standing even though it's no good, but I'm going to leave it there to protect these other two trees, two pine trees that I'm going to be not cutting. Had I cut that down, it would be a lot easier for me to swing a tree out of here, a longer tree even. But because of that, and I want to protect those other two, I'm going to leave this standing right here for now, and even for future logging, I might want to leave that there. So, cuffed up. Oh. Brenda, I want to just show this for a second. So I've shown this, my logging tongs plenty. I just really like these logging tongs. They're so nice because I just grab onto it and go type of thing when I can't get a chain on it. The problem with these logging tongs is it's hard to get it high enough to give any lift with the thing. And also there's a chance of it coming unhitched and falling off. But it's still really handy. I've got some slack here, but I don't want to put it even any tighter because I know even with my release, I could still have trouble getting that unhitched at the landing. So I'm going to leave that as is. If I was going in distance at all, I would find a spot where I can get rid of that and put a chain on that log, but it's just a very small log or short log, so it's not a big deal. I cuffed that. Yeah. Oh, I want to share one more thing with you guys that has, over the years, we have, with these carts, as you can see, I have a stump. And when I have a stump, and if it's in the center of the road like this, I so often don't worry about and not concerned about getting hung up on that stump. I wish it wasn't here, but it is here. And you can see all the dirt that's pulled up around here. But generally with these carts, there's enough lift on those logs so when you hit that, it lifts up and basically never gets snubbed up on that stump there. I think maybe I told this story before. I can remember years ago, a friend of mine, a horse person, stopped in a log job, and I was kind of half bragging about the fact that we just basically never get hung up on a stump because of the lift on this cart. Lift meaning it sits higher here. When this pulls, it's going to lift that log a little bit. And so didn't I head out that hitch right after I told him that, and I got hung up on a stump really bad, and I had to put a rolling hitch to get out from underneath it. So it's not that is perfect every time, but it definitely does help. And there are a lot of other carts out there that do it in such a way that they can get a lot more lift than this cart. This cart, there's several things about it that does not allow me to lift it up very good. And maybe sometime I'll talk about that and explain the differences and why that is. But I still like my cart. It's one of those things, yes, there's other carts out there, probably better carts than mine, but I've used this cart for over 40 years. And when you use something like this, you just get so used to it. I know when I'm ready to flip over, I know where to put my foot. My foot just naturally goes to a certain spot on the cart to hold me from falling off. And if I start a new cart, use a new cart, it's just such a learning curve to every new cart or every new thing. So I'll probably stick with this cart. It's served me well, and hopefully it'll continue to serve me well. Okay, step. Not your favorite place to ride, is it?
No, not fun. I don't find it fun.
Oh.
Helps if you have reins in your hand.
It does. Okay, so I'm at a spot where I can get my tongs off and I can get a chain on there because I can see that I have some limbs down there. I would normally put this chain the opposite way to roll it towards the landing type of thing. But I want to spin those branches up. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm putting the chain down really low here. And what that's going to do is kind of roll that tree over so those limbs right up there will be up so that I can cut them off. And it looks like with the amount of dirt it's pulling, there's some other limbs that we can't even see. So that's what I'll do. I will actually go right straight just a little ways just to spin this. Then I'll cut them off and then I'll head up my trail. Map here. Map here. Oh. I step a little bit. Careful. Careful. Gee. Oh. Bye. Bye. Oh. Okay. That brought the limbs up. Now if I had been able to put a chain on this back where it was laying, I would have spun these up right to start with. And so I wouldn't have had all this dirt in here to get my sawdall. Oh guys. So now I'll limb them off and head up the trail. Out of the belt. Cuffs up. Careful. Oh. Okay guys, that's going to do it for today's video. So as Brenda had said, we're leaving for DAPNet this coming week. And so I have decided that I'm going to take a few days off from making videos. So it's going to be next week sometime when we start back in again, because of the business of here on the farm and in the woods, and plus with DAPNet we're going to be busy there. So any of you guys coming to DAPNet, I'm looking forward to meeting you and visiting with you. And they've got me doing a whole bunch of things at DAPNet. I'm not bringing the horses, so I just told them I'll do whatever you'd like me to do. And so they've got me helping in the woods some, but also helping in the sawmill they have there. And that should be kind of fun. So we hope to see you there. And as far as videos, we're taking a few video times off, so it'll be next week sometime when we get back at it. So you guys have a great day. We'll see you next time. I still have to go cut another tree and get some more logs out.